All right, let's talk about something really cool. We're going to move past this idea of a single all-knowing AI and step into the world of AI teams. We're diving into Microsoft's AutoGen, a framework that basically lets you become the manager of your very own AI workforce. This is a game changer, so let's get right into it.
You've probably run into this, right? You give a task to a large language model and it does a decent job. But for really complex stuff, I'm talking about multi-step jobs like writing code, then running it, and then debugging it. A single agent just hits a wall. It's not great at correcting itself or handling complex logic or, actually doing things in the real world. So what do you do when one AI just isn't going to cut it?
Well, the answer is actually simpler than you might think, and this slide just nails it. The best way to think about AutoGen is like this. You take the raw intelligence of a model like ChatGPT, you give it access to real-world tools, and then, and this is the magic part, you get multiple specialized agents to work together on the problem as a team. This single idea is what we're going to unpack today.
Okay, so let's get into the nitty-gritty. In this first section, we're going to define what AutoGen actually is. And I want you to hold on to this idea of it being your AI team manager, the one who sets the goals and makes sure everyone on the team is pulling in the same direction.
So, what is AutoGen at its core? It's a framework that lets you spin up multiple AI agents that can actually collaborate, communicate with each other, and even correct each other's mistakes to get a job done. This whole process is called multi-agent orchestration. See, it's not just about having a bunch of AIs running around. It's about making them function like a cohesive team, creating a system that is way more powerful than any single agent could be on its own.
So how does AutoGen actually make this teamwork happen? Well, it's got some killer capabilities. Agents can talk directly to each other, they can use toolkits, they can execute code, and get this, they can even check each other's work in these self-correcting loops. It creates this amazing autonomous workflow. But you're still the boss. You can always step in as the human in the loop if you need to.
Theory is great and all, but let's see how this thing actually performs in the real world. In this next section, we're going to meet the players on a real AutoGen team and watch them tackle a pretty common coding project.
So here's the mission. Should our AI team choose to accept it? Build a new React application completely from scratch. Now, any developer knows this is a standard task, but it has multiple steps, right? You've got to run commands, check for errors, create documentation. Honestly, it's the perfect job for an AI team to handle.
And check this out. This is how it works. You have a creator agent that kicks things off. Then, a monitor agent acts like quality control, literally watching the logs for any errors. If something goes wrong, bam, the fixer agent jumps in to debug and suggests the fix. And once it's all done, the reporter agent tidies everything up with a summary and a README file. The coolest part? No human had to step in. The team just managed itself.
Now, AutoGen is a heavy hitter, but it's not the only player on the field. Microsoft also has another framework called Semantic Kernel. So how do you know which one to pick for your project? Let's put these two head-to-head and figure out which one fits your game plan.
Okay, this is the most important difference right here. It's their whole philosophy. AutoGen, as we've seen, is all about building these collaborative, self-correcting teams of agents. Semantic Kernel, on the other hand, is built for creating super robust, production-ready pipelines that orchestrate tools in a much more structured, predictable way. So really, it's a choice between dynamic teams and reliable pipelines.
Let's break that down even more. With AutoGen, what you're getting is a conversational, iterative process. The agents talk back and forth and refine their work. With Semantic Kernel, you get a deterministic plugin-based system. You could think of AutoGen as a dynamic, creative workshop, while Semantic Kernel is more like a highly efficient, predictable assembly line. Both are incredibly powerful, but for totally different kinds of jobs.
All right, and here it is, the ultimate cheat sheet. If your project involves agents that need to debate, collaborate, or automatically write and fix code, especially if it's for a hackathon or a prototype, AutoGen is your clear winner. But if you're building a serious, production-level enterprise app that needs rock-solid, predictable workflows, then Semantic Kernel is absolutely the champion. Just to give you the complete lay of the land, let's take a quick look at a couple of other popular frameworks out there, LangChain and Crew AI, and see how they fit into this whole picture.
Next up, LangChain. The key difference here is actually really simple. AutoGen is for agent collaboration, while LangChain is for creating chains of tools. LangChain is fantastic for stuff like retrieval augmented generation, or RAG, where you need an AI to pull very specific info from a knowledge base. So the rule of thumb is, if you need agents to talk, pick AutoGen. If you need to chain APIs or query your own documents, LangChain is your go-to.
And what about Crew AI? Well, Crew AI is awesome for its flexibility and how much control it gives you over an agent-specific persona. But as you can see, AutoGen is generally seen as more stable and enterprise-friendly with better documentation. That makes it a bit of a safer bet for bigger, more formal projects.
Okay, we have covered a ton of ground, so let's bring it all home in this final section and give you a clear, simple game plan for deciding when to use these incredible tools.
This is the question that really matters, right? After everything we've looked at, when is AutoGen the right tool for your specific project? Let's boil it down to a simple checklist.
You're going to want to reach for AutoGen when your task needs real teamwork, when you need agents to have a conversation, to fix each other's mistakes, and to actually execute code to get the job done. It is perfect for complex automation, things like DevOps tasks, and for building really powerful prototypes fast.
But, on the other hand, you should choose semantic kernel when your main focus is production. When you need an enterprise-grade framework that's all about reliably integrating with plugins and tools inside your existing systems, this is your go-to when you're building AI features that are meant to last.
And look, if you remember just one thing from all of this, let it be this quote right here. AutoGen equals experimentation plus multi-agent intelligence. Semantic kernel equals production plus orchestration plus enterprise. This simple rule is going to guide you to the right choice almost every single time.
So there you have it. The power to build and deploy an entire AI workforce is literally at your fingertips. This opens up a whole new universe of possibilities for automation and for solving problems we couldn't tackle before. The only question left is, what complex, ambitious problem are you going to solve first?